Hey Poppies, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Alexandra. For those of you who don't know, I am a hairstylist. I am also an editor and assistant slash I do so much. I don't even know what to call me. So this is just me. Today's video is definitely different because this situation has never happened to me before. And as soon as this happened to me, I was like, I need to make a YouTube video because I need to bring awareness to the situation because nobody talks about it. And I want to be able to help at least one person, give advice and tips if this happens to you and steps that you could take, and how I dealt with the situation. So I'm going to get into the story about what happened, but I just want to give a little context. Somebody tried scamming me slash steal from me slash disputing a charge, whatever you want to call it. And that's never happened to me before. And I was so taken back by it because I was like, oh my God, somebody could just dispute a charge and then it just gets taken out of my account like that. Like that's insane. I had never thought that could happen to me because how does the bank not protect you? Anybody could just be like, oh yeah, dispute, I don't feel like paying for it anymore. And then dispute it. That's so up. So if you're a stylist, I want to help you and you're not alone because this happens to so many people on a daily basis and it sucks. And if you're a client and not a stylist, hopefully you'll see why disputing a charge is kind of a move. Mind you, I know there's situations where you feel like you didn't get your money's worth, and I know, but in this situation, when I tell my story, you're gonna be like, wow, that's insane. She disputed $517 worth of services. It wasn't cheap. It was a pretty good penny. It wasn't it was just a haircut. It wasn't just a treatment. It wasn't a gloss. I spent 5 hours on her hair for extensions. I was fixing her extensions because they're so messed up. I'm an extension specialist. And as you know, extensions aren't cheap. They are one of the highest things you could get on the market when it comes to hairstyling besides color corrections because those vary. Extensions are pretty pricey. It's a luxury service. You're not entitled to get extensions. If you want them, you have to pay for it. It's a specialty. So I'm going to talk about my story. All right. So step one is get yourself a Gina Bianca. Here she is.
What's up, everybody? I'm Gina. I'm Alexandra's bestie and
mentor, lifesaver.
That's me. And this was such a crazy experience. So I'm just gonna let you open.
Okay. So this is Gina. She is my mentor, saving grace. If it wasn't for Gina, I definitely wouldn't have gotten the money back, or I would still be in the process of trying to get it back. So I definitely wanted her in on this video because she was a huge part of this situation. And if it's anybody that you're going to find information or advice from, it's Gina.
Thanks, Boo.
She's very helpful. She's amazing. If you guys don't follow her on Instagram, please give her a follow. She has podcasts. She has mastermind. She has so much. So
thanks, girl. I'm everywhere.
Yeah, she is.
But I really just want to help. You know, I have a lot of experience in the beauty industry. And when she told me what happened, I was just like, what? And it was kind of like that big sister, I will kill. And it was, just a crazy experience. So I don't know if you shared what happened to you.
I didn't. I was
yeah. Tell them what happened. And she told me, so we were working together on the laptops at the network, and she's just like, this thing happened. And she told me the whole story, what she's going to tell you guys, and then we'll tell you what we did.
So, this lady called me out of nowhere. It was a Thursday, and this day I was working on my business, behind the scenes, Instagram work, schedule work, whatever. Didn't have any clients. So she called me on my work phone and she was in tears crying. She was like, somebody messed up my extensions, my wedding's in 2 days. Basically crying on the phone, saying how bad she needed my help. And me being me, I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible because I know how my extensions make me feel. And I just want to help this person because that's just how I am. So I was like, oh my gosh, come in and I'll see what I could do. So she comes in a half hour later and her extensions are messed up. Like, whoever did them clearly didn't know what they were doing. And I felt bad because, like, her wedding's coming up and whatever. So I sat down and I told her my price. I was like, I charge $200 per row, and you'll probably need a mini row because your hair is this short. So that'll be an extra $50. So I was like, it will be around $450. And she was like, okay, anything. Like, I'll pay anything for you to fix my hair, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, it was 5 hours. We had life talks. We were talking about everything. She was crying in my chair the whole entire time, saying that she has I got a client for life. She was going to bring her daughters. Like, it was a very, like, I thought I had a connection with this person. She loved her hair. She thanked me for everything. Like, and everybody in the salon, like, saw. They were like, Alexandra, you did that. Like, that's crazy. Everybody knew what happened. There was, like, 5 people in the salon that were, like, knew what was going on and everything.
Yeah, they're watching you too because she's our baby. So like everyone's like watching to like make sure she's good. And everyone was even saying like, "Oh, that lady did this." Like it was crazy.
It took a wild turn. Like no one expected it. So then at the end of the appointment, she called her husband and she was like, "Can I use your credit card?" And he was like, "Yeah, no problem. Like here's my card." And I had to type it in manually, obviously, because I didn't have the card with me. And then she tipped me like $70 or whatever. And then it was on with our day. And
she should have tipped you more. Anyway.
Whatever. So long story short, it came to Saturday. I saw her wedding picture. She looked beautiful. But then that Monday, I got a notification from my Square app. I use Square to take payments. And it said I had a dispute for $517. And I was like, what the So I messaged the girl and I was like, hey, you look so beautiful in your wedding. Just curious, like, did you have to like use a different card? Was there something wrong with your husband's card? Because I have a dispute. She instantly blocked me. And I was like, wow, like, I can't believe this is happening to me right now. This has never happened to me before. So, then I told Gina about it.
Yeah, so she shared it with me and I was like, wait, what? I was like, and this has happened to me before. And I've actually had people in my first salon, Gina Bianca hair, we had employees. So we had things like this happen. Not all the time, but seasonally, we would have some loser come in, ball out, and then stop payment on a check or dispute or something. And it's happened to me a few times where I didn't get my money back because I wasn't going to sit in court for it because it just wasn't worth my time. And, you know, for a booth renter and a newbie who is, or someone renting a suite who you don't have that support system. And yes, you have your LLC covering you, but you don't have a brand covering you. So it's like Alexandra Hair, and that's not your thing, but like, it's like, you know, they're doing business directly with you. So they're like not afraid of a one-to-one person. But for Alexandra, lucky for her, she's working at the network. And you know, there's a reason it's called the network. You know what I mean? Like, I know everybody in the state. I know so many people, hairstylist wise, like there's a reason it's called the network is because like we've grown and we have such an amazing network of connections. Yeah. And especially in the community, you know what I mean? Like I have great lawyers. I know
everybody.
Yeah. And I have a lot of like, I've been building my Facebook for like a decade too. So and there's a reason I'm saying this. I'm not tooting my own horn, but there's a reason I'm saying this. I think that if it wasn't me, it probably would have been harder and you'd probably have to go to court. And I always share with everyone, like when you're going off on your own, whether you're opening a salon, whether you're doing suite rental, booth rental, whatever, you need to have a team. You need an accountant / financial advisor, which I have that. That is amazing. And he is incredible. I just had a call with him the other day, helping me plan the next 5 years. Like he's my advisor. He also does my books. His team does my books. He's my consultant. And then I have an attorney who I run everything by. So you have 2 people who know you, who have the heart of a teacher, who care about you, and who are there for you. So if you didn't have me, if you don't have a brand over you to protect you, it's really important to get these people on your team. Like you're a business owner, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, just because you're renting a chair inside of a salon, it doesn't mean that this isn't your business. So there are benefits to doing booth rental and then suite rental. I think one of the benefits of booth rental is if you work for a strong brand, you might have some support. So she shared it with me and I was just like, okay, give me your phone. And I'm very protective of her. So there's some things I wouldn't recommend. And I'll tell you the full story because I did go Italian mafia on them. I did kind of like,
Al Capone.
yeah, I was literally like, I will destroy you. I have nothing to do this weekend. Like, I will destroy you and your whole reputation and your business. I wouldn't recommend that, but there are things I did leading up to that. Like, I could have, like, because I knew that, like, Alexandra's either going to have to spend, like, 3 months in court over this and probably not get anything because these people are scam artists and they're professionals at doing this. People who do this, it's not their first time doing it. They're professionals and they scam people on a day-to-day basis. And they probably lie 24/7 as well. This wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
This wasn't something that, and you have to really, you know, the first thing, if this happens to you, you have to stay calm and you have to slow down. So I would have even said, if you had told me before, and I don't know if you did because it was a while ago, and you know my squirrel brain, so you would tell me something. And I'm like, you told me that? And you're just like, wait, what? Like, I told you. Anyway. But I would have said, like, don't say anything. Don't do anything yet because there are a few things we have to do. So don't react. Pretend you didn't even see the dispute. Take a minute. Don't message them. Don't talk to them. So the thing is you have to think about, this is life. And in business, there's going to be challenges. And if you're going to the next level and you're leveling up and you're getting better, you're always going to have more challenges. So you have to just accept the fact that you're going to grow from this.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just think like, okay, perspective. This is not the end of the world. This person's a... Can I swear on here?
Go for it.
This person's a... Okay, they're a loser. There are winners and losers in this world. That's another thing. Like, you need to know there are winners and there are losers. There are people who just have not gotten to the level of having a care in the world about anybody else. They'll steal from your car. They'll steal your car out of your driveway. They'll steal from your
Which
bank
actually
account.
happened to you.
Yeah, my car got stolen. But they will come and they're losers.
Yeah.
They're lost souls. And when they take the time and they like ask for help or they do what they need to do, maybe they will become a winner. And I know there's people who need help, but there are some people who are evil people in this world. So you have to think like, this isn't happening to me. Like, it's not because I'm a bad person. It's not because I'm a bad hairdresser. It's not because I did something wrong. Our time is valuable and you're not paying for hair with extensions. You're paying for our time. Yeah. You know, and the artist's time is something that's very, very important and should be valued.
Especially when it's a specialty too. Like
totally.
Color corrections, even like extensions are a luxury service.
I don't care if I'm trimming your bangs. You're paying for my time.
Sure.
You're paying for my time. And on our multi-step color agreement in Mastermind, you'll see, and in at Gina Bianca Hair, we had things called like multiple step color agreement and terms and conditions. And one of the things they have to sign is I agree to settle all fees. So we have some kind of proof that they agree to pay for it. But anyways, so the first thing is you want to remember, you're not going to give a shit about this in 2 months. We do because we're filming a video, but you know, this isn't going to be affecting the rest of your life. So calm down, take a breath. It's not the end of the world. People are scumbags. Yeah. People are losers. There are some people who there are winners and losers. You know, you would never steal from somebody. No, I would never steal from somebody. That's a loser thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's mean, it's awful. And there are people, you know, she worked really hard. She's moving. And there's no reason to even like explain it out. Like, you just shouldn't steal. Yeah. So number one, that's like the first thing. The second thing is we needed to get evidence. So I recommend not to reach out right away. We need to gather some evidence. So eyewitness statements, right? So there were people in the salon.
Yep.
Alexandra gave me all of the info. We had pictures of her hair, which thank God you took pictures, before and after pictures.
And camera footage. You have cameras.
And the salon has cameras. So if you are working in a salon, if you are your own business, a salon that has cameras is a very big benefit because this could happen to you. And then when you're in small claims court, you have no proof they were even there.
Yeah.
You just have no proof. So if you're not taking pictures, if you work in a salon with no cameras, or if you work by yourself, this is a risk that you will take, right? Yeah. So I would even say if you were working by yourself, taking a picture of their ID, you know what I mean? Have a printer in your suite or have something that you can just take a photocopy of their ID along with their new guest form. Yeah. Especially if you're charging over $200, $300, $400, $500, like it's really important because this will happen and it's probably happened to you. Let us know in the comments if this has happened to you and how you handled it and if you got your money back. So we needed to get some evidence because when we were to make contact, because we did make contact. Yes, we did. So when we make contact, we want to make sure we know what we're talking about, right? Because Oprah Winfrey says success is preparation meeting opportunity, right? So we needed to prepare. And then when we got them on the phone, we needed to be ready to strike, right? Mm-hmm. So we had to gather evidence. So we had witnesses, we had
pictures, footage,
camera footage, content, booking info. So another thing to think about is when someone books with you, are you getting any info from them? Name, address, phone number, email?
Yeah, which I didn't because it was just on the phone like last minute and I was just like, just coming now.
Perfect storm. See, they've done this before. Scam artists. So that was the thing. And I've seen it before. I had a lady, never mind, I'll go on a freaking tangent. But like, it's true. Like it's not an accident. These are professionals. They don't pay for things. They scam people. And the fact that she just blocked her, classic scam artist.
Yeah.
Scam artist.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate when people steal. And that was one of the things I shared was like, how dare you steal from a 22-year-old who's just starting out her own business? Like what kind of piece of does that to she's a kid. You know what I mean? No offense. Like you're like an angel baby. Like who does that to anybody? But like you're stealing from a kid who's just starting out. Like what the hell is wrong with you?
Because I knew it was easy.
Awful. Predator. Yeah. Predator. Terrible. So this happens.
Then investigate the perp.
Okay, so investigate the perpetrator. That's number 3. You're going to investigate. So what we did, I was like, give me your phone. We got her info. We got her Facebook. I went on my Facebook because she had blocked her.
Yeah.
So I went on my Facebook. I found her. And not only did I find her, I did some investigations and found out what was important to her, where she worked, her husband, and all the mutual friends we have in common.
Her husband's business. He's a business owner himself.
Yes. So what we did is we screenshot everything so that, because she was going to block me. As soon as I made contact, she was going to block me. So we took tons of screenshots and we just had evidence and talking points. And it's, human beings are biologically hardwired for love and belonging and to be accepted. So the fact that we had a lot of mutual friends in common, the fact that they have a job that's listed on their profile, the fact that they have, the husband owned a business, all of these things, this is what I call leverage. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're not going to do what you need to do. You have a little bit of leverage on them to be like, okay, well, before I go to the police, I'm going to do all of this, right? So anyways, you need to get some leverage and some things to talk about, right? Because she's not going to do this. She's 22. She doesn't know this yet. And you guys, if you have not had this experience, you don't know this yet. So you're probably just going to either forget about it, go to small claims court and be pissed and sad, or whatever, So like these are things to think about. So you need leverage and screenshots of like who they are, where they work, their fiance, husband, wife, whatever, and mutual friends if you have mutual friends on Facebook. And because I have so many people on Facebook and I've been building it for a decade, I had so many, maybe like 40 mutual friends.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I was just like, oh, perfect. And I knew some of them, like, I would be like, who is this person? This person, like, I reached out to a few people. I was like, who is this person? So after you have all of the evidence, what you're going to do is make contact. So do you want to talk?
Okay, yeah. So I wish I recorded this because it was so insane / so badass. Like, oh my God.
It was bad. I don't know. I was like, I've never like been that like.
You were just like, you were pissed. She was pissed. Gina was nice at first. Like, obviously, like, she's not just gonna be rude right off the bat. Like, she was just like.
We were nice.
Yes. Yeah. She was like, my name is Gina. I'm the owner of the network salon where your wife got her hair done. I'm just wondering, why did you dispute the charge with one of my renters? And then.
Before this happened, we sent a message. Remember, we sent the Facebook message?
What did you say?
We sent a Facebook message to both the husband and the wife, and it said, hello, how are you? Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a beautiful wedding. We want you to know we're preparing our case against you. We do have friends at the police station, and we know the chief of police in Southington. So just want to give you a chance to explain yourself. Yes. We have camera footage of you. We have pictures of your hair. You stole. Theft of services. So we'd love to just give you the opportunity to speak with us before we take action.
Or make amends or anything.
Yeah, we're just like, please, I don't know if I have it. I probably have it.
Well, like, you're literally speaking like word for word, like what happened.
Yeah, but literally I was like, we just want to give you the chance. So the wife blocked me. The husband sent me a phone number. So I called the phone number. And
so what I was saying was just like, oh, we were just wondering, like, what was up? And then he goes off and says,
they had 3 different stories.
3 different stories. The first story was she never went in to get her hair done.
I don't know what you're talking about. They were like, what are you talking about?
She stole my credit card information. How would I steal your credit card information? I literally had to, like, manually type it in because the credit card wasn't even there. Like...
And then they said that his first story is like, well, and he was very nice on the phone. And I was just like, hey, listen, this is Gina. I own the network salon. One of my girls is sharing with me that you guys disputed a charge. You read my message. I'm like, what can we do about this? Because I really don't feel like spending any time in court, but I will. I was like, what are we going to do here? Because my artist spent 5 hours on your wife. And, she needs to be paid for her time. And he was just like, the first thing he said was, well, your artist really screwed us over. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Well, what did she do wrong? And he's like, well, she said that she was going to do my wife's hair for the wedding and she never showed up.
Which was a complete lie, because during the 5 hours we spent together, she was telling me how her sister was going to do her hair for the wedding because she is a hairdresser, just didn't do extensions. And like they had like this whole like plan for their hair. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like, and mind you, I don't do weddings. I never did a wedding in my life. Like, why would I just like meet you one day and then say I was going to do your hair the next day? Like I had clients that day. Like, what? That was such a complete lie.
Yeah, so the first one is that they weren't there. The second one was that Alexandra screwed them over, and somehow that gave them the right to dispute the 5 hours she spent.
Complete lie. 2 lies.
Scam. And then the next thing they said was, who would ever spend $500 on their hair? And I was like, every day. People spend over $500 here. And if you're going to punish us because you're spending outside of your means, that's not our problem.
Then don't get your hair done.
You can't go to Louis Vuitton, buy a bag, and then dispute it and just keep the bag. It's not how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not how it works. Like, you just can't do that. So I basically spent the next...
Like, it was like an hour that you guys were like talking.
We were on the phone for an hour, and I was just like, listen. I was just like, we have evidence, and thank God she took photos. If you needed a reason to take it before and after...
This is the reason.
This is the reason. Because if she didn't take photos... No proof. Yeah. We have camera footage in the salon. It's great. But the pictures of the hair was huge. That she was here. You know what I mean?
And she commented on my picture saying...
Screenshots.
I screenshotted what she was commenting. She was like, thank you so much for saving my hair the day before my wedding. I'm going to keep coming. This girl has saved me so much. Like, why would somebody that didn't come to my chair, why would somebody say that?
Yeah.
Like, clearly you ruined my chair.
So, we had evidence. We were going to go, she could have gone to court with all of that evidence, and they would have settled or something, whatever. But basically I told the guy, and I can like talk about it for an hour because we were on the phone for an hour, but we ran around in circles.
Yeah. He
told a story. He would keep bringing it up. And I was like, what are we doing here? I don't remember his name, but I was calling him by name. I was like, what are we doing here, Sam? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So what's going to happen? I was like, I see you have a small business in town. I was like, how would you react to this? And he knew I knew everything about that.
Yeah.
I was like, I also see we have a lot of mutual friends. I said to him, I was like, and I know where your wife works. I know because she was a nurse at like a nursing home or something. I was just like, who wants to have someone working for them who steals? And who wants to do business with a thief? And I was like, why would you ever steal from somebody? You're a small business owner. Why would you steal from another small business owner, especially during these difficult times? Like, who do you think you are? Like, why do you deserve free services and she deserves to struggle? Why? Like, who do you think you are? So, like, literally, like, I have a lot of rage, so, like, and I'm sure, like, a lot of people watching can relate. Like, you just got a little, like, sometimes you gotta let it out.
Yeah, this is just, like,
this is PG.
Yeah.
This is PG.
It was a pretty intense phone call, like, for sure.
But basically we're running around in circles and I wouldn't let it go. And I think because he was dealing with a woman too, he just thought that like, oh, I was just going to be like, I'm going to the police. Bye. I was like, no. I was like, listen, I've got nothing to do this weekend. I have no problem spending the next 72 hours making your life a living hell. I will make sure that everybody knows your business name, that you're a thief, that your wife is a thief. And are you upset with us because you married a thief and you didn't know she was a thief? Is this her? Like, did you, like, I literally was just like, I don't care about your life. I don't care that you married someone who's a thief, or maybe you're a thief and you guys are both telling a different story, and maybe you're married now and you don't know. They were in it together.
Yeah, they had to be.
You know, they were in it together.
He
and
was
I
backing
literally,
her up. Like,
yeah, I
time.
literally was like back and forth in circles and circles, but he never hung up.
Yeah.
He never hung up. And I was like,
he knew.
He never hung up because he knew I was going to get, I told him, I was like, it's not about the money, it's the principle. I was like, $500 means nothing to me. It's the principle. It's the principle. It means to her, because, you know, it's her money. You know what I mean? But I would have literally like rather get the money back just for the principle alone. Like, you are wrong. And either you're going to get it back in court or you're going to get it back. They're going to send it. And they ended up sending it.
Yeah. The lady called me and was just like, send me an invoice to my email. And I was just like, okay.
Because they knew that we had camera footage. We knew that we weren't just going to roll over.
They were wrong. They were so wrong. They messed with the wrong person.
Yeah, I told them, I was just like, you have no idea. Like, you just have no idea what I will do, the lengths I will go to protect my people. I don't care. And I was just really like, I was very adamant. I had evidence, and I think that that's really important.
Yes, you need evidence or else you have nothing.
Because as women, it's like, you know, I want to be an empowering role model for women, right? And I think that in many cases, like, some women are very emotional. I'm very emotional. It takes a lot for me to rein it in. You know, I can get like really angry or really
and start crying. I hate that.
Yeah, and that was the thing, is like, I knew if like Alexandra, if you did that, correct me if I'm wrong, you would probably be tearing up. Because
I wouldn't know what to do.
You wouldn't know. And it would be like, okay, well, like, and it's like it happened to you. So it's just like to hold that emotion. So if this ever happened to you and you didn't have someone there for you, I can understand like the emotion. So that's why I say take a breath and gather evidence, because you need to approach these things with confidence.
You have to be stern, because say me, like if I was just like all shaky on the phone, they would laugh and hang up.
They would, yeah.
But with Gina, she was very stern, to the point, like knew exactly what she was talking about. Knew, like, you just knew how to like go about it.
Yeah.
And you could tell that they were scared, because why else would she call me and say, send me an invoice?
It was literally 90% professional and 10% like, I
Savage.
will ruin your life. Like, I literally was just like, I know where your business is. I have nothing to do this weekend, and I have a lot of rage. I was just like, you hurt my person. I was like, literally, like, she's like my little sister. It was like that big sister energy of just like, I will kill, like, please. So like, anyways, but it was 90% professional because I had evidence. Like, I had a leg to stand on.
Yes.
If Alexandra had told me, you know, no, I didn't take any pictures. She was alone in the salon working overtime.
Or like she paid on Venmo or like whatever. Like, that would have been like so messy.
Yeah, there would just be no way to like really, you don't have a leg to stand on.
You would have to like take the loss and then learn from it.
Because exactly. And that's happened to me too. That has happened to me too.
Yeah.
And I've lost a lot. And I think that, you know, I've had those same feelings as you of just like, why did this happen? And like, oh, like, what could I have done better? And like, it happens enough times and you get upset, right? And then it gets to the point where you're just like, I know your game.
Yeah.
It's not like, because you might believe that story and be like,
yeah, like I thought I had a client for life. I really thought that like she put on a really good part and played a really good role, because it fooled me. It fooled everyone in the salon that was there. You know?
Well, I think one of your lessons as a stylist, and you know I've told this to you before, is that this is business. These people are not your friends.
Yep, I definitely learned that.
They are not your friends. It's not called show friends. It's called show business. You do not, as much as we have this connection, we need those internal boundaries of just like, okay, would you pay my mortgage if I couldn't pay it? 9 out of 10 times the answer is no. These are not your friends. Real friends would cut you a check if you needed it.
Yeah.
Those are the people, and it's usually like on one hand you can count these people. You know what I mean? So really, these clients, we go above and beyond and we give ourselves to them, and we say yes when we should say no. And it's because, well, I thought I had a client for like, I've heard you say that a few times, and we had talked about it, about like, you know, we have to start setting some internal boundaries. Because they were gaslighting us. They were like literally making us seem like we were crazy, like she was never even there, or that Alexandra agreed to something she didn't agree to, or that like we're crazy for charging. Like, that's pure gaslighting of just like trying to make you seem like you're crazy.
Yeah.
Super, super terrible. So long story short, I mean, I know we kind of rambled on. Gather evidence, remain calm, set yourself up to win, and work at a place that has cameras, get cameras, sign release forms, all of those things. Like if this ever happens to you, slow down, and we'll put it in the comments below, the stat or the caption.
Yeah.
We'll put them for you guys too. But yeah, long story short, I was just like, you know what? If the money's not in the account in a half hour, I'm just going to call my friend at the police department and we'll just see you in court. Like I literally just, it's the principle for me. It's not about $500, but like I will pay $1,000 in court to make sure you lose.
Just because of the principle.
Is for the principle.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it's like when something like that happens and it's like a young person who's starting out, especially
because I was so freaking nice. Like I was like so nice, and it's like they took full advantage of me, which was not okay.
Yeah. When bad things happen to good people, and it's the principle. So like, you know, I was like, I will spend 10 times in court just to prove.
Like that TikTok where it's like, I will rage hellfire upon you.
Literally, because it's the principle. It's not even about the money.
It's
$500. It doesn't matter. It's the principle. It's the principle of the entire thing. So, yeah, 20 minutes later, she called you.
Yeah, and told me to invoice her on her email, and I did, and she paid it, and then she hasn't disputed the charge since. So,
well, Square took it back.
Oh yeah, so she called me 2 weeks later because since I disputed her dispute, and like 2 weeks later, like Square was like trying to like take care of it. So she messaged me and she was just like, "How dare you? I paid the $517 and you're taking another $517."
How dare you?
And I was just like, "I'm sorry. Like I don't know what's going on. Like I completely forgot I disputed her dispute." And I was like, "Let me call Square and see what's going on." So I called Square and they told me that they were going over the dispute, and the money didn't go into my account. Like I didn't have another $517. Their bank, their Discover bank, took the money out of their account and they are withholding it from them because they might have to send it back or like whatever. They were going through the details and going over the claim. So the lady was just like, "There's nothing that you could do about it because it's out of your hands. So forward her this email and these are the steps that she has to take."
Serves you right. So if you spend an afternoon on the phone.
So I sent her the email. It was like, "There's nothing I could do about it. It's out of my hands. It's your bank that's withholding the money from you." I literally sent her a picture of my thing saying like I didn't take the money from her because it says pending zero balance. Like I didn't have it in my account. So she was like all pissed. She was like, "There's nothing else you could do." I was like, "No, there's nothing I could do." Like,
and I wouldn't do it if I could.
And like, have a great day. Like, and it's like Gina's right. Like, I'm glad you had to go through that because maybe you'll learn next time that you won't do that. Like, you can't just, like, do that and then, like, think you could, like, get away with it.
You know, this reminds me of that Black Mirror episode where people have, like, a social rating.
Yes.
She should not be allowed to get her hair done.
Especially, like, when you...
Loser.
Yeah.
So there's winners and losers, man. There's kind, and then, you know what? It comes down to being kind.
Yes. So some of the other things that I've learned that we didn't mention yet is on your Square app, after somebody like pays with their card, you can have them sign a signature, like, you know, like when you're at a store, like that you sign on the keypad. I didn't know that was a feature on Square, but that is, I turned it on. So now every time somebody pays with their card, they have to sign, which proves that they were there like for the payment and like they signed for it.
And I would like to add to that, Alexandra, because it's really not your responsibility to teach people how to use their booking software. So if you have booking software, you need to watch all the videos and contact them and learn about their security measures, because Alexandra can tell you one thing and then you can have a booking software that's completely different.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner, you need to know what tools you have and what is secure. Like, are your clients' credit cards encrypted when they go through, or could you be subject to a security breach? You know what I mean? Like, you really need to know your system. You're a business owner. If you're taking payments and you're a business owner, these are things that are really, really important. And it took you to have this experience to actually do it, because it's like you don't think it's important until it happens to you.
Yeah, definitely. This was definitely a huge learning curve. Now I only accept tips, cash and Venmo only, PayPal, whatever, because since she tipped me on that Square, when she disputed the dispute, the tip went away with it. So that $70 that was a tip, like, just went away with it. And I was like, that's not fair. Like, so now I can only accept tips from cash or Venmo, PayPal, whatever you have, because then that can't be disputed.
So rude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then,
sorry, I get so,
it's okay. And also, I guess, like, try reading people better. And, like, as Gina said, these people are not my friends. It's business. And I care a lot about people. I'm, like, a people person. But I really have to, like, learn the balance between the two.
Yeah, and, you know, you couldn't have done, you know, you said that the experience was great.
She was crying the whole time about how thankful she was.
Like, you never know. That's
Yeah.
why you need systems. Like, people don't fail, systems fail.
Yeah.
So if your booking system is, oh, before you book an appointment with me, you have to pay a deposit. This lady would have never paid a deposit because she don't have money. She's out stealing money. Like, she would never pay a deposit. So that barrier and boundary protects you from these people. Having a new guest form where you can get their information. Having terms and conditions where they can sign that, like, yes, I was here on this date. Yes, I agree to settle all fees for the artist's time. No matter what, you can't get that time back.
Yeah.
You know, all we have is this present moment and all we have is our time for sale. It's not about the result. Obviously, we want to give great results, but people aren't buying hair. Like, it's not a product, it's a service.
Yeah.
You know, so the artist's time is all that is for sale. And people don't understand that. And in this industry, you know, my mission is to elevate the beauty industry. And what that means is taking us from tradespeople to professional service providers where we charge for our time. You know, you don't have to say, oh, I charge hourly. You can say, like, these are the services we're doing today. This is how long it's going to take. This is the rate.
Yeah.
It's not like
Like
this
a
is
tattoo
the product.
artist. Like,
exactly.
You never question a tattoo artist. You never question a lawyer. Like, why are hairdressers looked at so differently?
Because we don't have boundaries. The whole industry needs to change.
Yeah.
And every day that you stick up for yourself and set boundaries, you're elevating the industry because it exposes your whole clientele to a professional hairstylist. You know, if you have no boundaries and you're doing hair just like willy-nilly, that's like my new thing that me and Steve say, like all willy-nilly. You're just doing hair like with no boundaries, no systems, like no standards, no limits. And, you know, the answer is always yes when it should be no. And you're burnt out and you're putting out shit work and you're not able to like do your best because you're literally giving everything you have to everybody. You're not elevating the beauty industry because you're not putting yourself first. It's so weird. It's like, how do I make these changes? You have to take care of yourself and put yourself first and protect yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I protect you for like 5 minutes.
I definitely had Gina on my side. Again, if I didn't, I would be shit out of luck.
You would be learning the hard way.
Yeah. But so I'm very, very thankful, and I don't take it for granted at all, which is why I wanted Gina to come on my YouTube, and I wanted to make a video with her because it is super important, and we really want to bring awareness to this because it's something, it sucks, and it's the first time it happened to me, but I'm sure it's not going to be the last, and it happens to a lot of people every single day.
Yeah. There are scam artists out there. It definitely happens a lot. It's a harsh thing to say, but there are winners and losers. There's people who are kind, there's people who are not. You can't take it personally. You did nothing wrong besides not be prepared and you're brand new. So like, how did you know? And I hope that this video helps get you prepared. I hope that you learned a little bit and enjoyed the fun story. It was pretty like crazy.
It was intense. It was very intense. You were like on a high for like the rest of the day.
I was just like, yeah, because when the money went into the account, I felt so accomplished.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, actually, like, my anger and rage was actually, like, I was able to let it out in a way that, like, helped someone.
Yeah.
It was pretty, like, awesome. And to, like, just know that, like, I could have just, when we were talking about this before, like, women, we can get emotional. I kind of went off on a tangent, and I do that because I have ADD. But, like, you know, I'm glad that I had the evidence, that I kept calm, that I was taking a breath. I'm glad I was doing it for someone else. But the thing is, like, I was able to, like, hold my composure and be a savage. Like, I literally felt like Tony Soprano. And
because
like,
we were in the right and they were in the wrong.
Yes, and we had evidence.
Yes.
We were, like, ready. And I think that, you know, the fact that I kept my cool, I didn't cry, I didn't, like, I didn't swear too much. I didn't really swear. I was basically just like, maybe I did, but I was basically just like, you know, this is what it is. And I kept repeating myself. I kept repeating the same statements. Every time he would go really quiet, like I hit him, I would take that statement and I would repeat it again, like 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't like the fact that he stole from a small business owner. So I said that multiple times. I said it multiple times. Like, you can tell on the phone. But anyways, so I hope that you liked this video.
I'm sure you guys did.
I hope that you guys get a lot from it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me come on.
Thank you so much for coming on. We wanted to do this video for a while, but
and I came over. I love
your
place.
New place. So thank you so much, Gina, for coming and being a little guest star on my channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Gina's channel is linked below. Also, she has Mastermind. I can link that as well, which is her online education forum, her
Just
Instagram. Literally, she has like everything, and I'll just link it all down below.
I'm here for you. I could be your virtual mentor.
She's here for you, no matter what. She's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to go through what you went through, but unfortunately it will happen. I hope that this video helps.
I'm sure it will. Thanks guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.